This is Farina, 11th grade, and I'm from Holler Crescent High School. So for the motion, this house believes that scholarships should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. I myself really agree with this motion. But before that, I will define to you what is scholarships. So scholarships is an award of financial aid for students to further their education. Usually, we can get scholarship at school or university, and people who is likely to get scholarship is only for those clever ones, and people always try to get the scholarship. And here I will give you 3 points why a scholarship should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. First point, in this COVID-19 situation, education department is one of the sector that we need to save right now. And in this COVID-19 situation, economic also getting worse day by day. If this happen, how can people earn money and go to the further education while for studying at school needs a lot of money? So the only way for these poor people that really need help for their financial is only this scholarship. With scholarship, they can continue their study without thinking about their financial problem, right? Second point, the future of our country and also to lower the crime rates. We know that education is very necessary in this era. We all know that education is very important right now. Without education, our country will not be like this. Our country can't even compete with other great countries. So with this scholarship, we can make our country greater. Because with scholarship, we can help a lot of people from lacking education. We can see a lot of people that without education really need to suffer in their life, and it will be very hard for them to even find a proper job. And for those people who are lacking on their education, their job section is very, very limited. Why I say this is for the country future, it is because we need to lower the percentage of jobless people in our country. And because of unemployment, it will affect the crime rate in our country. Why? It's because they need the money. And sometimes parents want let their children to quit school, but they don't have money and they have no choice. So they need to do the crime such as robbing or even a murder. Third point, there are a lot of people who really like to study, but because of they need to help their family financial, they can't make it. They need to be the one who earn money in their family to suffer in hunger and to suffer in this life. So they choose to quit school and earn money rather than continue their education. And with scholarship, they can help these people to reach their dream. And this will also make a great people in our country with scholarship. And also, let me tell you how important is education. So education will help people become better citizens, get a better paid job, shows the difference between good and bad. Education shows us the importance of hard work and at the same time helps us to grow and develop. Thus, we are able to shape a better society to live in by knowing and respecting rights, law, and regulation. From here, we know that education is very important. And for those poor ones, they really need this. And they also really need scholarship. Without this scholarship, for them, they can't even get a little education. But with scholarship, they can make it. So let me repeat to you my 3 points why scholarship should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. First point, to help our education sector. Second point, scholarship is for the future of our country and also to lower the crime rates. Third point, to help people that need a further study. So from the third point of my arguments, we know that how important and how those poor ones really need this scholarship. That's why I hope this motion should be stand. Thank you.
Economic, equality, and fairness. That is the description of what the scholarship should be give. And this is about how the fairness, about how this universe and world going on. Before that, good morning everyone, and to my respect, adjudicator and chairperson. I'm Anatalia Meskina Pangestu, and I'm as the first speaker from government team. I'm from Holy Word Christian School, Riau Province. Living in the world when the scholarship is very important concerning the many basic needs in the worldwide. That's why we want that scholarship should not only be stands, and it's very important. It's because of what's the need on this worldwide. That's why we want the scholarship should not only be granted on the financial good, but also for financial necessity. Also to give based on the talents and abilities that happening and relevant in our world. As the purpose to give many chance to people and to every student who have a financial necessity. Ladies and gentlemen, as a government team, I totally agree and absolutely agree with this motion. Entirely, we need to underline of this motion, which is there have a two main keyword, that is scholarship and financial. Based on the Cambridge Dictionary, that proved to us scholarship is very important, and scholarship have a meaning that it's an amount of money given by a school, college, or even university or other organization to pay for the student of a person with a great abilities but little money. While financial have a means that the management of supply this money, which means this is happening and relevant in our country and not even our country, but this worldwide. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give my argument. And all we know that this world in the pandemic of COVID-19, we realize that the world doesn't revolve around us, and we can't to predict the future because this affects in our life and all the people around the world, and every side of the world have improved and impact. So 5 arguments, and I will talk to you that's happening and relevant right now of aspect that I'm gonna talking about. Firstly, we will do an evaluation about how scholarship is very important, not only to the rich people, but the people around the world with a financial necessity. It's because of scholarship how difficult in financing education anticipates dropout values. And the most important thing is to prepare and produce the quality of human resource, HR, Kudus, who will later support this community welfare and regional process. One disclaimer of points today, we understand that scholarship given to financial necessity, but it might have the ability to use this scholarship to be better and to this result is not only impact we, but impact our country, impact of this world. Second, according to each country system that we believe right now, that scholarship is very important not only for us, but it's only for a financial necessity. So, according to the country system, especially in this pandemic right now, we know, right, that COVID-19 pandemic that has occurred almost all over the world has become absolutely that for all people in the world. And it's also the health crisis for mankind in the world of education. And the COVID-19 pandemic has a huge impact, such as many schools of this world have been closed and to stop this spread of COVID-19. And yeah, with this scholarship, we can help more people on this world, and we can help people that have a financial necessity and not have jobs, like their parents not have a jobs that impact their children, maybe of her child not have this opportunity to go to scholars, to go to universities or to go to college. And the third argument that we will give, it's about this scholarship program. We must join the scholarship program to financial necessity. It will also increase not only for there, but also the people who have this experience with various of the process and stage that will be useful for everyone for the financial necessity. Fourth, we have a data that prove that scholarship is very important for financial necessity. And according to a Live ID that prove one person called Rani that have a potential and they have a scholarship even though that her father is just a pedicab driver. She proved that financial necessity is not a problem. And imagine that now she finished study and become a lecturer in the University of Semarang. She have a potential, but father is just a pedicab, and she proved to us that financial is not meanings that if we don't have a low economic problems, we can't to go to university of college maybe. But she proved to us that with the scholarship, she can go to University of Birmingham, which means she become someone and a person who have very big opportunity to help people right now. Fifth, we're gonna talk the disclaimer of this. Any format is so much important to our future if we have a scholarship to the people who have a financial necessity, which means we can concern in one of company compared to people who have not have a received scholarships. And yeah, with the scholarship we have a lot of opportunity to us. And two things I'm gonna talk about, which mean the low economic will more grateful for what they achieve rather than rich people. They will use this for opportunity to be thankful for what they achieve. If financial economy have a scholarship that will have more people when they finish her school, that means they will think one more aspect that is it's not about it's not about country can do for us, but it's about what can we do for our country. It's about what can we do as an Indonesian person to be an Indonesian people. Second argument, we much to providing opportunity, the financial necessity to all people. It's because of this opportunity, they can become the people who had one proof that not only people with rich economy can go to university with scholarship, but financial necessity, we have the chance to help many people with this scholarship. And because of this moment that we give people with financial necessity, we can give more opportunity. Thank you.
To my respected educator, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Kenya. I'm the first speaker of the government team for today. So the motion for today is, this House believes that scholarship should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. Now we as the government team totally agree with this motion. Before we jump into our argumentation, let us define some important terms. Firstly, scholarship means the financial support awarded to a student for the purpose of schooling. Granted means to give or allow something that are requested. Basis means the justification for or reasoning behind something or event. Financial necessity means the requirements relate to the finance situation. So this whole motion defined as the financial support awarded to a student should only be given to a student based on the student's income, financial income. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world which the financial balanced students are more easily to get a well education and more likely to be success in short terms. Otherwise, the financial unbalanced students, which means the students who are living in poverty, have to work and study hard for many years to reach their goals. As a result, social discrepancy occurs in many countries in the world, including Indonesia. Why I said social discrepancy? For example, when student A live in a rich family and student B live in a poor family, when student A want to build a business, they already have financial support from their parents, and they will be more likely to be success in short term. And for the students B, they live in poverty. So when they want to build a business, they have to work hard to reach that model to build their business. So that's why I said social discrepancy, which means the rich family become richer and the poor family remain poor. We didn't mean that students with better financial support can be success in short term. We appreciate them. We appreciate how they are spirited to be success. But today we want to talk about the student. Who are like in economical situation, who live in poverty, who cannot afford their school fee. How about the students who have those spirits and get the better education, who have those spirits to give their dedication for our countries, but they couldn't do it, they can't do it because the lack of economical situation and the lack of attention from the government. As we know, the student with better financial situation actually can afford their education fee. So that's why we as the affirmative team totally agree that scholarship should only be granted on the basis of financial necessity. Well, I want to present 2 points here. Firstly, how this mechanism will increase the spirit of financial unbalanced students. Second, how this mechanism will actually increase our country development. Firstly, as we know, many students that are financially unsupported more likely to drop out from school because they feel hopeless, because they have no any opportunity to reach the better education. So they will rather choose to help their parents for living instead of do the things that have to do as young generation. We know that is wrong. We know that the fact that they choose to drop out from school, they choose to stop studying, and that is wrong. That means we lost one of our young generation who definitely will be developing our country in the future, but we lost it. So giving this scholarship to them probably will make them feel more spirited and they feel hopeful for their education, and they will study hard because they know how hard the poverty life. So that's how this mechanism will actually give more opportunity to the students who live in poverty. And move into our second point, which is this mechanism will actually increase our country development. The students who live in poverty actually know how hard the poverty life. So when they are given this opportunity, they will work hard and study hard and use these opportunities well. These opportunities well to be a better person, to be a useful person for this country and give their dedication for this country. As the result, our country development will increase because there are more skilled and intelligent students in our country, which may lead to country development. So, ladies and gentlemen, what have I told you today? Well, in summary, scholarships only be given to the students with low incomes doesn't mean that we didn't support the student with financial balance students. We concerned about our country's future. So we want to support the students who live in poverty and give them opportunities to be a useful person and give their dedication to our country. So that's all about my argument today. And that's why this motion should be